Alright guys, so this year for my fall fertilizer I'm going to be applying Carbonex. Usually I use straight up urea, which I have a big bag of it over there, but this year I'm going to use the Carbonex. It has urea in it, and it also has some of the other good stuff. So like, it's got some iron. It's got humic, sea kelp extract. I got the sheet here. I can't remember details. But essentially, I bought a pallet of it, shared it with some of my friends, but now I got a whole bunch of it left over, so I'm just using that right now. It's a good product. Eventually, I will use up that urea. I'm a fan of keeping the fertilizers nice and sealed and airtight, and using what you have before buying more stuff. But with the Carbonex, I kind of thought it would be funny to buy a whole pallet, and so I did. But anyways, yeah, so for fall fertilizer, essentially what I do is I go aggressive. I have Kentucky bluegrass. This can apply to a lot of cool season lawns, but specifically Kentucky bluegrass. This works really well. It will start to really flourish in the fall, and it'll repair all that damage from the summer, and it'll get super thick. It will grow a ton, so you gotta be prepared to mow, which is why I got the Cub Cadet back here. I'm gonna show you a map of my house and show you just how small it is. So it is a little ridiculous that I'm using a zero turn for this small of a yard, but you know what? I like it. So I used to do it push mowing. So here's an updated map. Boom! Which you can see the green compared to all the neighbors' houses is pretty funny. So I got a pretty small yard. The front yard is 2,382 square feet, and the side yard is 1,129. So it's not that much space. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting down 8 pounds of Carbonex, because you're supposed to do about 3 pounds of Carbonex to put down like 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen. And I'm going to be doing this probably every other week, every 3 weeks. Basically, I'm not really sure exactly how often I'm going to be doing it. Depends on how the lawn responds to it. But I'm going to be doing repeated small applications. So yes, this is a large application just to get things going, and then I'm going to keep repeating it, because with the urea, what I do is I do 1/2 pound weekly through the fall, and it would just take off. This is 3/4 pound, so a little more, so I might do it every other week. I also have less time, so I can't do the weekly apps, so the spoon feeding. But essentially the idea is you keep feeding it vigorously, aggressively, and it's going to respond well, and it's just going to take off, and it'll look really nice. Two things if you're going to do this. One, you got to make sure you're watering. You can't, like, I will be watering every time I do this. The water restrictions are over. You know, summertime's over, so I can water anytime. I'm going to water at least 1/2 inch right after I apply the fertilizer, and then probably every other day, maybe every day starting out, just to get everything stimulated, growing, active. I'll dial it down once I see the lawn start to respond, because there's some of it that is stress from all the heat over the summer. So, you know, you got to learn to basically read what your lawn's doing and react to it. So there shouldn't be a set rule of do exactly this, because the weather's going to be different no matter where you are, your lawn, the amount of sun it gets, all that. But the gist of it is I'm trying to get it amped up going in the fall, because that's when the grass builds most of it, and it will store over winter. This is for cool season lawns. If you're a warm season lawn, go check out Alan Hain, the lawn care nut, because warm season lawns to me are weeds. So I don't have too much advice for you guys, except I know you know, there's whole different patterns and all that stuff, and I don't got time to figure that out. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. So I was going to actually weigh it out, because when you're doing fast release fertilizers, you can burn it. Milorganite, you're not going to burn your lawn. Carbon X, you can. So you need to pay attention to what you're putting down. And so, where did I put it? Did I already lose the paper? Come on. Oh. But the sheet on the website has settings. I have an Anderson's, so that's a setting K for high, which is 0.72 pounds of nitrogen. So I'm gonna do that setting and I'm gonna apply it using K, and that should be close enough. Really, I mean, you got to figure out, if you're not used to doing this, if you're a newbie and you're playing with urea or fast release nitrogen, you're going to want to weigh it out, and you're going to want to start, like if this says K, start smaller than that, apply it, because the amount of stuff falling down from the spreader is going to be the same whether you're running or whether you're walking slow. And so if you walk slower than whoever came up with this K number, it's going to put down more product as you're walking, and it's also going to be smaller width. But if you start speeding up, it spreads it out wider, and you're covering more area, so it changes the calibration. So if you're new to this, always weigh it out. Alright, so something I hope to do before next summer is replace all my sprinkler heads with the 6-inch versions, because the annoying thing is right now I have little risers to rise the 4-inch ones up 2 more inches, but the issue with that is they stick up in the grass, and so you can feel it when you're mowing, and it's really probably not the best thing. So if I can get the 6-inch riser ones, then even when I'm mowing low in the fall or the spring, there's no worry about hitting them, and they'll pop up above the grass when I'm mowing at 4 inches. Because if the pop-up is at 4 inches and so is the grass when you're cutting it, that means before you cut it, it's well above the sprinkler heads, and it doesn't always water, especially along the edge. I already have the slope and the heat from the road. Having less water in some spots is not good. So That's on the to-do list. Maybe at GIE I'll see if anybody's got sprinkler heads there on sale. If you like my videos, you'll love my website, grassdaddy.net. The lawn care planner tool will download the local weather reports every morning and build a lawn care plan catered to your area. The lawn care journal allows you to keep track of what you put down, when you put it down, so there's no more guessing or over or under applying any products. We also have a Lawn of the Week contest. Every week a winner gets a Grass Daddy t-shirt. And last but not least, there are application calculators and articles to help you identify and tackle problems in the lawn. So check it out, it's completely free, it's grassdaddy.net.